We spend our whole lives learning how to handle failure. We're taught to be resilient, to persevere, to get right back up when we get knocked down. But what about success? It turns out that might be the real test, because almost nobody teaches us how to handle it well.
Man, Shakespeare absolutely nailed this 400 years ago. And his words, they're not just about kings and queens, right? They're about anyone who achieves a big goal, lands that promotion, or wins a victory. That crown of success, as we're about to see, comes with a hidden weight.
This visual really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? On one side, we have an entire library of books and talks all about grit, resilience, perseverance, a whole shared vocabulary for bouncing back from defeat. But when it comes to the other side of that coin, the shelf is practically empty. We are surprisingly unprepared for managing the very thing we're all striving for.
So how do we start to fill that gap? Well, the first step requires a pretty massive mindset shift. We need to stop seeing success and failure as enemies on opposite sides of a battlefield and start seeing them for what they really are, deeply and fundamentally connected.
A really powerful way to think about this is through a medical analogy. They're like conjoined twins. They are inseparable. You simply can't have one without the other. Every single win you have contains the potential for a future stumble, and every loss is packed with the data and the lessons you need for your next victory.
Let's make this more concrete with a classic example, Thomas Edison. He famously reframed the entire concept of failure. He wasn't failing to invent the light bulb, he was just systematically gathering information, eliminating all the possibilities one by one. His so-called failures weren't obstacles to his success at all. They were the very building blocks of it.
And the scale of this is just staggering. 10,000. 10,000 ways that didn't work. For Edison, that wasn't a number to be ashamed of. It was a testament to his process. It was the price he had to pay for his eventual world-changing success.
But what happens if you view success not as a process, but as a final destination? Well, you get Alexander the Great. He achieved everything he set out to do, conquered the known world, and instead of fulfillment, he found an empty void. This shows us that success can't be the end of the road. It has to be a milestone on a continuing journey.
And this lesson isn't just confined to ancient history. Just look at Kodak. In 1996, they were the crown, a global titan, but they treated that success as permanent. They got comfortable, they rested on their laurels, and within just 16 years, they were filing for bankruptcy. Their past victory blinded them to what was coming next.
So, if success isn't the destination, and it's all tangled up with failure, how do you actually manage it? Well, the answer starts with our internal character. We need two key anchors, humility to keep us grounded, and a vigilant guard against getting too comfortable.
Marie Curie is the perfect example of this. 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different scientific fields. I mean, that is an absolutely unprecedented achievement. Yet she saw her success not as some personal trophy, but as a tool to serve humanity. Her humility wasn't a sign of weakness, it was the source of her incredible focus and her strength. And that kind of humility is the ultimate protection against the most dangerous shadow of success, complacency. Einstein's warning here is just so powerful. The moment you think you know it all, the moment your past success convinces you that you've got everything figured out, that's the precise moment you become truly vulnerable to failure.
Okay, so we've looked inward at humility and complacency. But success also has a massive outward impact. It doesn't happen in a vacuum, right? It changes our relationships and it expands our duties to the people all around us.
This is one of my favorite examples of success handled wisely. After winning the presidency, arguably one of the most isolating jobs in the world, what did Abraham Lincoln do? He actively brought his rivals closer. He understood that real success shouldn't shrink your world into an echo chamber. It has to expand your circle of collaborators and trusted advisors. And that leads directly to this simple but really profound arc. Success isn't just a private reward, it's a tool. It gives you influence, whether that's over a team, a company, or a community. And that influence comes with a responsibility to use it for something bigger than just yourself. It's a chain reaction.
This all leads to a final, crucial idea. The crown you earn today can't be the same one you wear forever. To truly thrive, your very definition of success has to evolve as you do.
Just think about it. The success you crave as a recent graduate, maybe a specific job title, is totally different from the success you'll value in mid-career, which might be about work-life balance, or later, about leaving a legacy. If you're clinging to that 25-year-old's definition of success when you're 45, your crown becomes a chain, holding you back from what truly matters now.
So, Let's pull all these ideas together. How do you steady that crown? You accept the twin nature of success and failure. You treat every single win as a new starting line. You stay anchored in humility and you stay vigilant against complacency. You invest in your relationships, you embrace responsibility, and, critically, you keep redefining what that crown even means to you.
And that leaves us with one final thought to take away with you. When you think about your own achievements, the wins both big and small, ask yourself this question. Is the crown you're wearing just a trophy, something to be polished and put on a shelf? Or is it a responsibility that you carry forward into whatever comes next? The answer, well, it changes everything.